Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Arakakodash, and double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere Shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. And as you see here, it says India to help African nations develop digital payment systems. Namibia, Mozambique, and Kenya among countries where New Delhi is reportedly expanding its unified payment interface network. Hey, now we understand, man. Esau's main objective is to ultimately get everyone under the system of the MOTB, which is the Charagma physical mark, which is the CH to IP, in which he will rule that system and be monitoring everyone, man. Now, regardless of what, it would be called, in this case, UPI, but you also have UBI, which is Universal Basic Income, and so forth and so on. All these other different acronyms for ultimately what he wants to establish under the New World Order. It's all going into a technocracy in which he would be able to control it with his finger, man, and be exalted as if he was a power, man. So I want to go into this article from the RT and also go into the scriptures. It says India is in talks with a number of African countries. And now the BRICS nations, the BRICS nations consist of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So with all these countries, joining the BRICS, they're also joining to become a superpower of resources, man. And within that resources, you still have Esau's NWO being pushed, because you got to understand, regardless if these countries hate Esau or not, Esau is still ruling, and his agenda is still, prevalent amongst these other nations, man. The digital world is still seen as to them as something that they want to, grasp before, anyone else, man. It says India is in talks with a number of African countries, including Namibia, Mozambique, and Kenya, to help them develop their own instant payment systems similar to that of the UPI systems. There are many countries in the world which have similar problems we have had before the advent of UPI. These are financial inclusion, supporting rural economies, fintech incubation, transparency, and other things. It says Ritesh Shukla, CEO of the systems developer National Payment Corporation of India, told me earlier in August, we are looking at partnering with those countries to help them create their own versions of UPI in a very sovereign manner. And the thing about this is, these countries have always, navigated and done business with a physical currency, so them transferring into a digital system means what? That the technology is more available, it's more rampant, which will ultimately, starts off as sovereign, in their eyes, but is ultimately going to connect them with the Internet of Things. It says Shokla also noted that the number of countries where UPI will be deployed will double in the next 18 months, showing you that the push for the technocracy is global, man. It's not just the U.S. You take a look at China, in which we always bring out. China is just a forerunner of what, America wants to establish is their system, man. China is the global, how could you say it? The global display, man, of what Esau wants to be established in the world, and even including, these Indian and African countries, man, because Esau wants everyone underneath that system because he wants complete global dominance, man. These nations may seem as if, they fight and argue with each other, but what they really want is to still be in power and in control, man. So they still want to be in power and control. So I looked up some UPI. So it says Unified Payments Interface. It says Unified Payments Interface is a smartphone application that allows its users to transfer money between bank accounts. It's so much like how here in the States you have, Cash App, you have Apple Pay, you have Zelle, you have PayPal, so forth and so on. All these different applications or apps that connects to a routing number to your bank from whoever else's routing number and bank. You can send money instantly. You can pay, receive payment. Or the same thing is with this UPI. So it's all eliminating the physical cash, man, the physical paper, right? It is a single window mobile payment system developed by the National Payments Corporation of India. It eliminates the need to enter bank details or other sensitive information each time a customer initiates a transaction, right? You just place it in one time in the app, and that information is stored within that app. Now you can, buy and sell. It says the Unified Payments Interface is a smartphone application for banking in India. The interface is regulated by the Reserve Bank of India, India's central bank. The app eliminates the need to enter bank details or other sensitive information each time a customer initiates a transaction, and making it a safe way to bank, and ultimately making you dependent upon the system. Because no longer are you going to have to get that physical cash. Now more things like direct deposits will be set up, and it'll be harder for you to break out of the system, because you're going to need to be in it in order to function. Same thing that E wants to establish here fully. As we see the changes here from, tap and go to now palm, E is gradually implementing this system everywhere, because the elites are the ones, pulling the strings within this world, man. Yahweh Shema Shai gave them this reign in order to rule for this particular age, man. So it's all for, ultimately, Yahweh Shema Shai is doing this all ultimately for Esau's his era to end. But in the meantime, he's setting up all these different type of avenues in order to corral the people in. Now I want to go into some precepts. Now this is matter of fact, I'm gonna just go to Revelation 13. Is that Revelation 13? To get to the point, man. It's Revelation 13, and I'll start here at 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, right? Going back to the ancient 2-party system of the plebeians and patricians. Horn represents power. It says that like a lamb, right? Gives you the illusion of something that's harmless. It says, and he spake as a dragon, going into the draconian rigor and rule. Basically saying that anything opposing the system is to be punishable by death and or torture. It says, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, Roman Empire, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed, right? And that's the rebirth of the Roman Empire, which we're now in Babylon the Great, man. It says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And that was done in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and also the dew, man. It says, and he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. And the thing about this as well is this image is being pushed worldwide, because ultimately this is part of Esau's his wine, man. His philosophy.